8:45, 15 minutes before we get to 9 o'clock, which means it's time for AgroBuzz.
No more bring the last in. Revelation set. Eat what we grow what we eat. It is good for our economy. All the brand new talk out and speak. When we say
AgroBuzz, we'd like to say special welcome to another edition. There is a special day that celebrates nearly every area of agriculture. This Thursday, May 12, has been officially designated by the United Nations as International Day of Plant Health. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, through its Plant Quarantine Produce Inspection Branch, has been hosting a series of activities leading up to the International Day of Plant Health. Joining us now to speak about this very exciting day is Mrs. Sanniel Wilson-Graham, Chief Plant Quarantine Produce Inspector at the Plant Quarantine Produce Inspection Branch within the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. So we say good morning, Mrs. Sanniel Wilson-Graham.
Good morning, Francois, and good morning to your listeners as well.
Well, we have something big happening. Tomorrow is going to be a big day, International Day of Plant Health. You want to tell us what that is all about, and then we'll get into what you are doing and what everybody else can be doing. What is the International Day of Plant Health?
Thank you, Francois. So in 2020, the United Nations actually declared the year 2020 as the International Year of Plant Health. And the objective was to raise awareness as to the importance of plant health globally. You would appreciate that year was hijacked by the COVID pandemic. And so one of the legacy of the year is to have an International Day of Plant Health. And this year, late in March, I think it was, the UN declared May 12th as the International Day of Plant Health as a legacy of the year that was held in 2020.
All right. So we have to look at, because I happen to be in an area that is just blooming and bustling with flora and fauna. But what are the threats that we need to know about to plant health?
All right, so some of the threats. Francois, I really want to perhaps specifically highlight that plants are critical to not just us in terms of the food we eat, because 80% of the food we eat do come from plants. And when we eat animals, they also feed on plants. But also that 98% of the oxygen that we breathe is as a result of plants. And so when we speak about the threat to plants, we're talking about plant pests. So we're talking about things like insects, fungus, bacteria. We're talking about just climate change and human activities. So I think all of us can relate to the increase in temperatures that we're having. Once we have those high temperatures, the life cycles of pests actually increase. So when you would perhaps have one life cycle of a pest, you're now having 2 or 3 per year. So the effect is even greater. Another threat is international travel and trade. So usually you would find certain pests in certain areas. You're no longer seeing them being restricted to those areas. They're literally spreading globally, and that is creating some serious issues for us, amongst other things.
And so, as a result, we know you have some activities. We're going to get into that. But first of all, how can people participate and share the responsibility of plant health? What are you asking the general public to do?
So we're asking the general public several things. So our traveling public and importers or traders in general, we're saying to them, do not pack a pest when it is that you're importing things within Jamaica. We're saying to our farmers, use friendly pesticide. Don't overuse your pesticide so that you start to have pesticide resistance. We're also saying to to farmers as well as just the average person to use clean seeds when you're actually starting agriculture, you're doing your farming. We're encouraging every person within the theme even of the ministry. Eat what you grow what you eat, and therefore plant something within your backyard garden that can secure our food security.
And finally, what activities do you have planned that you want to share with the general public, that whether it's the general public or the scientific community, about activities to pass on this information and educate us on plant health?
Thank you again, Francois, for that question. So we kicked off the actual year by dedicating this entire week, starting Sunday, May 8th, to plant health. So the entire week is being celebrated by the ministry as the week of plant health. And we started with our church service invoking the presence of God, but we were able to marry the Mother's Day with plant health because we gave every single mother that came to the church service a plant to nurture and care for. So we're hoping next year, Francois, to see that. On Monday, we decided to move to our ports, to safeguard our ports, and just to have a customer appreciation and to spread the information about how important it is to travel with care as it relates to taking in plants into the country. On Tuesday, we went to school, Francois. We targeted the main agricultural institution, and we spread the information there because we recognize that they are the immediate next generation of agricultural professionals, and we wanted to ensure that they too are aware. We're also in other schools, although they may not be, core agriculture. So we had a poster competition with our younger children as well, just bringing the awareness. Today, Francois, you're helping me by spreading the information and asking the media to help us to just communicate the importance of plant health. We will be in the Gleaner tomorrow, Francois. We're on several social media platforms. We will culminate the day, though, on Thursday with the ministry having a ceremony where our minister will be speaking to what the ministry is doing in terms of our legislation, our policies, to ensure that we continue to protect plant health because we recognize the importance of plant health to agriculture. And then we end the week by collaborating with our youth in agriculture. So we're collaborating with the Jamaica 4-H at their seminar in Denby, Clarendon, where they'll be looking at innovation within the area of plant health.
Well, that's a whole lot. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sanniel Wilson-Graham. Thank you for joining us and sharing with our listeners these important bits of information on International Day of Plant Health. We do appreciate it and wish for you a great day and a great week of activities.
Thank you so much, Francois, and thanks again to your listeners for listening. Get involved and protect our plants.
Indeed, healthy plants play a significant role in creating the foundation for all life on Earth. Healthy plants mean healthier ecosystems, healthier agricultural produce, healthier populations, and healthier economies. As we seek to protect our plants, it is important to understand some of the factors such as pests and diseases that threaten their well-being. To learn more, be sure to reach out to the Plant Quarantine Produce Inspection Branch, and you can get them at 876-977-6401. Don't forget to follow the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries on Facebook at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, and check them out on Twitter and Instagram at MOAFJM. This has been AgroBuzz. Keep safe until next week. We will definitely have another feature for you. And that's how we're going to be wrapping things up for this morning. Enjoying the Emancipation Park 20th anniversary